So without data, AI is nothing. Right? This AI is going to run on top of data. The data you train the AI with, and then you learn it. The generative AI was built by publicly available information, but still we are seeing some sort of a copyright violation problems, et cetera, is coming in that. But the companies who owns the data, like for example, if you own a banking data, if you own the banking information, you own all this, how the transactions are happening, and you already have understood all the fraud which happened in the past, that you will be able to train model better to do a better fraud detection. I don't think that suddenly somebody can create, hey, I have a better fraud detection, because without data you cannot create a new fraud detection model. And this is why this technology is very, very different than other technology. Before that used to be, you can purchase the technology and you just need to focus on people, right? Suppose the cell phone technology, you purchase cell phone and you buy this, you hire some people and they can do the transformation. This industry is different. This revolution is different because it is going to build on data. So the data is number one. Number two is people, obviously, because without people you can't do anything. And number three is infrastructure, right?
Okay. So
because the reason I'm saying infrastructure, because okay, a lot of people saying infrastructure is number one. I'm saying number three because because the AWS and IBMs and Googles of the world are investing billions or not trillions in the infrastructure readiness, right? So whenever you are ready for infrastructure, you can just rent the infrastructure for it. Of course, the company like AWS, Facebook have to invest on infrastructure, but they are investing on it. But as a banking company or as an insurance company or as a healthcare company, I do not have to think about it. This is, you can imagine that you just have to rent it. There's no point of buying the infrastructure right now. But getting the data ready for the AI is number one. And number two is hiring the right talent so that they can be nurtured upon it. They understand the industry, as well as data scientists, those who can create the new model for you. And then the infrastructure is needed to kind of build the model and come to the marketplace. Those are three things I would say that in that order.
Okay, that's actually a very interesting perspective. It makes it clear, the sequencing clear. So in a way, I can think of three types of readiness. One is the infrastructure readiness. Then it's the people readiness. If I think of my clients' organizations, and the first one is data readiness. So what you're saying is infrastructure readiness is not a big concern, because as you're saying, all these companies are themselves, AWS and all these platform providers, they are themselves solving this problem for companies. So infrastructure readiness is almost like a commodity or easily available thing in the market. So and you're saying, typically, do you see in your experience, do people or your customers typically mistakenly believe this to be the top priority infrastructure, and they underemphasize the data or the people aspect?
I am reading all the analyst reports and everybody saying infrastructure first approach. Hey, that's one of the reasons you see that NVIDIA stock is going to the roof, because they are thinking the infrastructure is needed for doing the AI. No, from the market perspective, that is right. You will need infrastructure to create a AI use case. But without data, the use case will not return any ROI for you. So you will need infrastructure for sure. But a lot of companies are thinking of buying the infrastructure first and not thinking of data first.